Hello, Lily. So we have from Melbourne, and Lily will be competing in our battle division this year. So just start with a few questions that we're asking everyone. What studio you're from? How old are you? And how long have you been polling for?
I am from Levitate Pole Aerial in Melbourne in Bayswater. I've been polling for 16 years now.
Wow.
Here is actually my 16 years, yes. And I'm 46 years old.
Wow, and wow to both. So you may
I feel
even,
old.
but look at you, amazing. So you may even be our oldest competitor this year, I think. So that's pretty cool.
Terrifying at the same time, to be honest.
Fair, fair. And do you have a profession outside of pole?
No, this is actually my job now, running a studio. I'm a mother of two as well, and yeah, that's pretty much my daily routine. Being at the studio, running all from admin until the operational side of it. And when I'm at home, I've got an 8-year-old that I have to kind of like fuss around to. So
Yeah, kids are a full-time job in themselves, I think.
yes.
Yeah. And how did you feel about being selected for the national finals?
I was actually very surprised to get to the finals, but I'm very excited as well to actually get through this. I've been wanting to compete at both at VPC and APC since 2019, but then COVID happened, so that put my plan delayed for 2 years. So I'm very excited that I get through to the stage again this year.
And what does your training schedule for APC look like?
I try to set aside Monday a couple of hours, and then I have my own training session on Thursdays, and also hopefully if my body allows me to do it, and hopefully on Saturday as well. But I don't want to do any more than that, because then my niggle and my body will start to creep in. So I just got to make sure I balance everything out.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you want to tell us a little bit about your own pole studio?
It's we opened in 2016, so it's been 6 years now. It's a very small studio that we have only 6 instructors running the studio, and at the moment we are down with 2 instructors. We're down to 4 instructors because I have 2 instructors who just had babies. So, but somehow we managed to actually go through it fine. We're a very tight team, and I'm very grateful to my team like in the past couple of years who's been supporting me through COVID, and now here as well. They've been staying with me for a few years now, and yeah, I'm very grateful for them.
And if somebody wants to come and join your studio, where are you located?
In the outer eastern suburb in Bayswater.
Okay. And how many times have you competed in APC or an APC heat?
I think if I remember this correctly, I did the first battle, the final battle in Canberra. And so I've done 2 battles, 2011 and 2012, I think. And then I did one in last year in the professional division. And then this year will be my 4th time competing.
Yeah, that's amazing. So from the very beginning until now, that's great. And if you could do a pole lesson with any pole dancer in the world, who would it be?
I would say Coco.
Oh, Coco.
Yes, I've been stalking her on Instagram. She's very fluid, and she's just mesmerizing. And it was a pity that I didn't actually get a chat to her on when she was down here in Melbourne for VPC. But yeah, she would be my first pick from interstate people.
I think Coco will be very excited to hear that, and I'm sure she'd love to do a pole lesson. And if you can tell us anything about your pole journey up until now, what would it be?
Look, pole has been my go-to sport, my heart and soul in the last 16 years, to be honest. I mean, I enjoy gym as well, but nothing stick as much as pole have in the last 16 years. That is the only thing that keeps me going, keeps me interested, keeps me fit, keeps me agile to a degree. I don't have any dance or gymnastics background, so I had to pretty much work from scratch for whatever I want to achieve and my goals. I have to work at it really hard from scratch. And I guess it's been great because in a way it taught me a lot about myself. And since I started teaching, it taught me a lot about my students taught me a lot about how people's bodies move, and everyone is different. And the good thing about pole is it's very accessible for almost everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. And how did you start? How did you get into pole?
I actually went into a workshop for a burlesque trial class. And so did the workshop for the burlesque. Didn't like it, to be honest. And I saw in the room next door that they were doing pole. So that got my attention, and I signed up for a trial class, and that was it until now.
Oh, wow. That must have been one of the first studios in Melbourne back then, if it was 16 years ago, was it?
Yes, we only had, a couple of the big ones then.
Yeah, wow.
And now it's growing
Oh,
so much.
Everywhere in Melbourne now, almost all the suburbs, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if there's one thing that you would like to ask APC, what would it be?
Yes, I do have a question. Will there be or ever be a master's division created for us? I think I asked you this ages ago.
I know. Everyone over 40 asked me that. I think it would look. I think there's a lot of divisions that would be great to have. The problem with it, like even look, men's has come, men's has gone. A division for a disability, masters. There's so many divisions that we could have. The problem with it is we only have so long. Do you know what I mean? So we either cut back on the professionals and the amateurs, and then we add a whole heap of divisions, which is difficult because there's so many more professionals and there's so many more amateurs in the country. So I guess this is sort of what happened with the men's division. We introduced it and we took away battle and we put men have always been able to compete with us. So whether it be a group or the battle division, they just haven't had their own division. So we took away a battle division a few years ago and we introduced men's, and to open it up for all men, because there's a lot more male pole dancers now than when we first started.
And they're amazing too.
Oh, they're absolutely incredible. But the problem we had with it is we had 6 men enter, and then we had them pull out and we ended up down to 3 or 4. So and we did that for 2 years. Adam Lynn won for 2 years. And the problem is they entered, and I'm not sure why we had them pull out, or I'm not sure why we didn't have so many entered. Maybe because our level of difficulty is very high, and the other big male competition in the country is very much showmanship, so they can sort of bring a lot more of their personality, I guess. And the training for APC is very different, so I think that may have discouraged a few of them, but we didn't have enough for that division. There just wasn't enough. And in answering your question, I think masters is the same. We don't have enough yet. So for me to pull out a different division and add a masters division, we've got to have a lot of masters. At the top of my head, there might be 4 or 5 of you over 40 now. So maybe a few more. Maybe a few
have to wait for another 5 or 10 years, you're saying? I might be a grandma by then.
We might be an amazing grandma. There is ones around the world that do it. So I think it's more the volume. So if it's to take away a division and add a division, we need the competitors there, and we need a lot of them to be able to fill that division to keep it running. So that's why we haven't introduced a Masters. But look, never say never. You just don't know, right? It could come along.
I will be waiting.
Even if
I think, look, APC is the only comp, is one of my most favorite comp, to be honest, because I have the option of actually not wearing shoes. And I'm not good with heels. I will follow my face with heels. So with APC, that gives me an avenue to actually do that. And not having a dance background means that I can, be a bit more trickster rather than, I mean, the dance component is still important, but at the same time, it's not, it's not the majority of it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, absolutely. So technical difficulty, tricks, strength, flexibility, that's 50 points. Dance is still important, but it's 30 points. So you can do well if you are very strong in your tricks. So, yeah, agreed with you.
So I'll be waiting for that one.
All right. I'll let you know if I ever decide it. You'll be the first person I call, Lily.
Yeah, I'm sure there's quite a few of us now.
That
are over 40.
100 of you?
And then you have to create the age division, 40, 50, and 60s in a way later on.
I kind of think to even run Masters like that, we probably even need a separate comp or something, with divisions. It's just the fitting everything in one night. And as you know, it goes for so long already as it is. And we're trying to cut it. And we say to the MC, talk faster. There's so many. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was lovely to talk to you as always.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. And I will see you in Melbourne.
Yes, it's not long now.
No, not long. See you soon. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.